Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this September work session meeting of the Mayor and Council. At this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for a moment of reflection and/or silent prayer as we think of everyone in our community and all the communities at large that were affected by Hurricane or Tropical Storm Ida. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
for
which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice
and
for all.
justice for all.
Thank you. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend any meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this act, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of New Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Borough Hall, and notices have been sent to the Record and the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services through the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard the infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning, seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers, while realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. Being that this meeting is being held remote, I need to remind everyone of the following. All participants are muted during the meeting. Anyone wishing to make comments or ask questions can do so at such time as the meeting is open for public comment and during public hearings on any ordinances by hitting the button to raise your hand or typing a message in the chat box. You'll need to state your name and address for the record. Members of the public may also submit written comments for any future remote meetings by either email to cdemiris@newmilfordborough.com or a written letter to the Borough Clerk. Written comments must be reviewed by 4 p.m. on the day of the remote meeting in order to be read into the record during the meeting. Members of the public commenting during a remote meeting shall not act in any manner to disrupt the meeting. If anyone becomes disruptive during the meeting, they will be muted. If time permits, the disruptive individual shall be allowed to speak after all other members of the public are provided an opportunity to comment. Any continued disruption may result in a member being prevented from speaking during the remainder of this meeting. Disruptive conduct includes, but is not limited to, shouting, interruption, and the use of profanity. I would now ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Present.
Councilman Seymour.
Present.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Here.
Councilman Grotzky.
Here.
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
Microphone present.
Council President Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. Okay. So the first thing on our agenda tonight is a couple of proclamations for September. The first one is Hunger Action Month. I'll read that one now. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas hunger and food insecurity are a reality for too far many of our neighbors, and whereas those who are food insecure and without reliable access to adequate amount of affordable, nutritious food, food insecurity can affect anyone, whether they are recently unemployed, underemployed, or supporting a large family. And whereas food insecurity is a symptom of a broader challenges, such as unemployment, disability, retirement, or unforeseen financial challenges. And whereas those who do not have their basic needs met are further hampered in their path towards self-sufficiency. And whereas the ongoing health crisis has increased food insecurity amongst individuals and families throughout Bergen County and across the country. And whereas in 2020, it was estimated that the County of Bergen experienced a 71% increase in food insecurity, thus overwhelming many local food pantries in short supply. And whereas there are residents in every municipality in Bergen County who receive SNAP benefits, illustrating that is an issue impacting residents all across Bergen County. And whereas the economic coattails of the pandemic are long, And despite levels of reopening, tremendous needs still exist within our community. And whereas the County of Bergen Food Security Task Force has been established to support food pantries in Bergen County by increasing the supply of healthy food options, connecting those in need of vital services, and investing in long-term infrastructure to build a more resilient pantry network to ensure no one in Bergen County goes hungry. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Michael J. Petrino, hereby proclaim the month of September 2021 as Hunger Action Month in the borough of New Milford, New Jersey, and encourage all New Milford residents to support their local food pantries. Be it further resolved that this borough is committed to ending hunger in the community and will spread awareness and increase engagement to solve this problem. I will present this proclamation to the store manager of ShopRite this week when I attend the Bag for Hunger event that they have. The next proclamation is Suicide Prevention and Action Month. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas September is known globally as Suicide Prevention Month. The National Suicide Prevention and Action Month proclamation was created to raise the visibility of the mental health resources and suicide prevention services available in our community. The goal is to start the conversation about mental health and the impact of suicide, to help destigmatize the conversation and help connect people with the appropriate support services. And whereas, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, AFSP, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death among adults and the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34 in the United States. And whereas more than 48,000 people died by suicide across the United States in 2018, with an average of 132 suicides completed daily. And whereas each and every suicide directly impacts a minimum of 100 additional people, including family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, and community members. And whereas the Borough of New Milford publicly places its full support behind those who work in the fields of mental health, education, law enforcement, and whereas global organizations like Hope for the Day and our local mental health partner, Bergen Newbridge Medical Center, serve on the front lines of the war that may still refuse to discuss, as stigma regarding suicide and mental health issues is far too prevalent. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Michael J. Petrino, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2021 as National Suicide Prevention and Education Action Month in the Borough of New Milford, and encourage all residents to take time to understand the importance of mental health education and reorganize that taking care of ourselves and others include taking care of mental health. Okay. Under unfinished business, may I have a motion for the approval of the minutes from the August 23rd, 2021 work, public, and closed session meetings.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Should there be an abstention there?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Thank you.
Sorry, any abstentions?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Thea Saraki Hurley is abstaining because she was not at the meeting. Okay. We have an ordinance to adopt 2021:17. And when the clerk has an opportunity, I would ask her to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 2, Article 7 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Administrative Procedures and Policies to add Section 2-54D entitled Anti-Nepotism Policy.
So this ordinance prohibits the employment of an elected official's family member with this borough. At this time, I have a motion to open up to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley,
Yes.
Councilman Seymour,
Absolutely, yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
Yes.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions regarding this ordinance, 2021:17, which is nicknamed the nepotism ordinance, now would be your opportunity.
Currently, there's nobody attending, Mayor.
May I get a motion to close to the public?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second,
May I get a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
I make the motion to approve.
Second,
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley,
yes.
Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky,
yes,
Councilwoman Sandhusen,
Yes.
Council President Grant.
I'd like to say I'm particularly pleased about approving this ordinance. I think it could save the borough a great deal of embarrassment in some future date, as it has other towns. So I'm very pleased to vote yes.
Okay. Under new business, item number 1 is Police Department. Councilman Grotzky.
thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to announce that the police department has made several promotions and some changes. I'd like to go through those, and this is effective October 1st. Lieutenant Nick DeGenio will be promoted to captain and become the operations captain. Excuse me. Lieutenant Paisano will become the traffic safety lieutenant. Detective Sergeant Perez will be promoted to lieutenant and be assigned to Patrol Squad 1. Detective Medicich will be promoted to sergeant and continue on assignment in the Detective Bureau. Also, effective the end of December, Captain Jones will be retiring, and on January 1st, Lieutenant Kevin Van Saders will become captain. Thank you.
A lot of moving pieces at once.
Yeah.
But I congratulate all of them. Good work. Anything else under item 1? Okay,
I'll discuss the police a little later on when we go around the table.
okay. So item number 2 is schedule updates. And I'm imagining that Councilwoman Grant wants to tell us about the sculpture garden.
Believe it or not, I do. This will probably be my final announcement, since the formal opening of the sculpture garden at the New Milford Public Library will be this coming Saturday at 2 p.m. We will have a tent, so we will be going forward with it, rain or shine, hopefully shine. And everybody is welcome to come and attend. There will be some refreshments, and various proclamations from various dignitaries will be provided or given to us, and it should be a very lovely, lovely afternoon. And even if you don't come for that part, come and see the sculptures. They're really cool. Thank you.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it. Okay. Councilman Seymour, any updates on the domestic violence symposium?
Yes, Mayor. We did pick a date. It's going to be Wednesday, October 27th. Of course, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, just for those who are not aware. And we couldn't be prouder and more honored to do it for a 3rd consecutive year. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Is that going to be again virtual?
Yes, it's going to be the same exact format as last year. The panelists will be live in person, and the public will be viewing it via live stream on hopefully both the Facebook and also the YouTube channels. We're still working out some of the technical specifications, but that's the goal.
And I will have a proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month prepared for that event.
Thank you.
And New Milford's Clean Communities Day will be back this year. It'll be on October 2nd. Once we finalize the times, we will broadcast it on social media, and we'll put it on our website.
And what will that look like?
I think we're gonna have it as close to previous years as possible. We will go out in smaller groups, preferably families. We will collect garbage and we will bring it back and dump it. We will take pictures and try to get a sense of how much we find, which I'm imagining there is some extra garbage has floated into our town over the past week. So I think it's gonna be a busy one. So we could use all the volunteers we can get.
Thank you.
But I don't want any of the scouts picking up the giant water company drum that's on Madison Avenue and
They
wheeling it
might
over.
wanna hold back on that, yeah.
Right before this meeting, I was on a call with Congressman Gottheimer and a representative from the SBA, the Small Business Association. One thing I want to mention is that for small business FEMA assistance, they are setting up a headquarters starting tomorrow at the Bergen Community College Hackensack location, which is 355 Main Street. It will be from 8 to 5 p.m. weekdays for the rest of the week, and on Saturday it'll be from 10 to 4. Anyone who owns a small business that has had any damage from Ida is encouraged to go there, get information about low interest loans and possible grants that are coming for small businesses only. So they will be set up at Bergen Community College, which it's the Philip Sirocco Jr. Learning Center. That's the name of the building. So I just want to make sure I get that in there for anyone who's listening that owns a small business. And that's all I have on events, unless anyone else has any events coming up.
Excuse me,
Councilwoman
Mayor, what
Sirocco?
was that date again? Was it 2 dates or time?
It starts tomorrow, but it's all week. It's from 8 to 5 during the week. And I split 10 to 4 on Saturday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other events? Councilwoman Sirocco Hurley.
How are the business going to know about this? Have they been notified? Has anything been sent to them?
I learned it 10 minutes ago.
Well, no, I'm just asking now.
Yes, I'm going to post it, obviously. I think we should put something on our website, and like we've been doing, we've been just printing flyers and dropping them off. That is the, best that we can do right now in short notice. I mean, I know a few businesses that are affected, so I will go there first.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Resolutions. Are there any resolutions tonight that need to be pulled out for further discussion? And then I'll jump back to Chris.
Mayor, I'm going to have to pull out 2009-209. I have to abstain. I have to withdraw myself from that
Okay.
one.
2021:209
Mhm.
will be pulled out for a separate vote. Anything else? Okay, if not, we are going to go to the administrator report.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Just to let everybody know, we've been having periodic meetings that have been held immediately following and since Tropical Storm Ida to discuss the response from various departments. The meetings were led by the mayor, and there were reports from police, fire, DPW, OEM, and the administration regarding topics such as evacuations, debris removal, available resources, and assistance to residents. The senior center reopened on a limited basis on Tuesday, September 7th, and it's going well. The center is open for specific activities, and pre-registration is required, as well as masks. Also, starting up, the senior van service resumed their schedule, resumed service on a modified schedule, also on Tuesday, September 7th, and it's at this point in time for doctor's appointments only, and masks are required to ride. Tomorrow at the Borough Hall, there will be a mobile DMV unit. That's Tuesday, September 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pre-registration is required. The information is on the website and also the Office of the Mayor Facebook page with the registration link. We're having a pre-construction meeting for the Boulevard from McKinley to Maine, which is scheduled this Friday, the 17th. The Borough Hall is going to be closed for a short period of time tomorrow, Tuesday the 14th, from 9 to 10:30 a.m. for employee training. And the next meeting of the mayor and council will take place 2 weeks from tonight on the 27th and that meeting will be held virtually and live streamed. That's it for me, Mayor.
Okay. Can I get a motion to file council committee reports with the borough clerk?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So if anyone has any highlights they want to discuss, we will start with Councilwoman Sanhuzen.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the borough for all the work you've all been doing for the cleanup for the storm. And I want to give a shout out to our community volunteers. The New Milford Help Coalition has been organizing a market in collaboration with the Elks Club. The Elks have volunteered space. So community members, Danielle Laporto and Maria Demler, have been leading this grassroots community effort to support people who have been affected by the flood. So they've been collecting items. They are full. They had to stop collections. They're going to be organizing this week. And Saturday, the 18th, September 18th, they're going to open up the Elks Club to a market. And there have been many other things, and I'm going to let the other council members share those highlights about what's been going on in the community. Our community has really come together following this crisis, and I'm really proud to be part of New Milford. And that's my highlight for the week.
I agree.
Thanks.
And the flyer for that, for the flea market event, will also be handed out door to door, and I will post that as well on the Office of the Mayor Facebook page. Councilman Seymour.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to echo what Councilman Sanhuzen was talking about, there's an expression that it's always darkest just before the dawn. I definitely think that the darkness brought by Hurricane Ida was followed by the dawn of a unified New Milford. And it was incredible to see our community come together in the way that it did. And I can't say enough great things about our residents, our families, our volunteers, our community leaders, and our first responders. So many groups have come together. One group that reached out to me personally was the New Milford Moms Facebook group with Emily Totaro, Maria Demler, working very hard with many of the same volunteers that Councilman Sanhuzen referenced to just collect food, deliver food, distribute food. Our police department has been worked very hard to deliver water to hard-hit flood areas in town. I don't think our DPW has had a chance to even sleep yet. They've been working so hard to remove garbage and redistribute dumpsters. And I just have to say that it was really extra special to see our firefighters in action. Our firefighters are incredible. They're really, really stars, and we're so lucky to have them. They always step right up and ask how they can help, and it's an incredible thing. So I couldn't be prouder to be a New Milford resident either, and I thank our community and our first responders for everything they've done, and also our businesses who also came together and generously offered food, laundry cards, anything they could to help our community, help those in need. Mayor, as far as other just brief updates, it was another very successful fishing derby this weekend. The Municipal Alliance did a fantastic job. It was very well attended. And once again, Chairwoman Alyssa Lunam and Co-Chair Mel Urena did an amazing job putting it together. And it was definitely, it was a lot of fun. It's nice to announce as well that as part of Bergen County Commissioner Tracy Zer's cereal box challenge that's been previously described, Gibbs, Berkeley, and David E. Owens were three of the first schools to sign up and register to participate in this countywide program. Another testament to the amazing work that New Milford does as a community. And in other news, I had an opportunity to attend the Board of Education meeting this week, which was the first opportunity that our new superintendent, Danielle Shanley, has had to be at the helm and fill the shoes of Michael Polisi, which are big shoes to fill. So we welcome her to New Milford and our community, or welcome her back, I should say. We'll welcome her back to New Milford. And the Board of Education had announced that they're working very hard to assess any damage that they've sustained to any athletic facilities or any other facilities they have. And they're working very hard with their insurance carriers to get those things fixed as necessary. And the Board of Education also reaffirms its partnership with us in the borough to work as one community and one New Milford. And that's my update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll give some news, the new news. Our senior center, as possibly many of you might know, we have opened up, and letters were sent out, I believe it was the beginning of August, to our residents as well as our non-residents members, and just explaining things that were going on, the protocols, the phase 1 stage, and it was received very well. So right now, they've been very active. There are sign-up lists that they have to register for classes inside, as well as they're still doing all of the activities outside at Kennedy Field, which has been extremely well responding. Also, another little thing that Ms. Sullivan has put, which became very popular, called the Gazebo Coffee. Wait, I have to read my notes. Gazebo Coffee Talks, which is outside, and that has been a great opportunity. So everybody seems to be happy. Our residents now are, I believe there's 95 residents that are involved with our senior center, and everything's going very smoothly. They're all very happy. They're keeping busy, a lot of Zooming. And if they are inside the building, which are just a handful, they do wear masks. And yeah, I think that's it with the seniors. I know I don't want to kill this whole thing, but I think what has happened to our town, of course, has been devastating. But what is absolutely incredible is that residents of this town, I mean, if there was ever the expression, which I've said before, and I don't remember where I heard it from, unity in the community, this has been amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you for ShopRite and for the residents for donating, and ShopRite giving us a space to leave the food or the cleaning supplies, which has been bagged up by the volunteers and by Emily Totaro and Marie Demler that started this program. Also, I'd like to say that the food pantry also is going to be donating that we need. That will be worked on this week. So, I mean, it's just been, everybody has just been absolutely amazing, and I thank everyone out there. Yeah, I mean, it could bring you to tears how these people were all joining together. So thank you to the police department, who have been unbelievable. Thank you to our DPW, which, good Lord, I don't even know if they were able to get home and shower, never mind sleep. But they have been doing a phenomenal job. I think that's it. I think that's more than enough. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, New Milford.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Good evening, everybody. I'll have to echo everyone's comments. I'm just so impressed with the way this town has come together and the way that our employees and our volunteers work so seamlessly together, and just the kindness that has shown through has meant so much to those that have been wrecked by this hurricane. So under the title of New Milford Fire Department regarding Hurricane Ida, I just have some stats that are pretty interesting. although they are still compiling their numbers from that 3-day period, they have said that they have evacuated by boat just over 160 occupants
Wow.
from approximately 55 residences. So this was all that night in the horrible currents and the rising waters, after people were asked to leave their homes and park their cars on higher ground. So when we all were at home, they went in. So over that 3-day period, they answered over 96 calls related to the storm. And I don't know, I live nearby Company One, and there were sirens and alarms going off all weekend long. So they've really been out there. I'm very grateful for our department. They did have some losses as far as equipment goes. They've either been damaged by obviously the use during the storm and the evacuations, and some specifically their boots have been contaminated. So they will, anything that sets foot in that water is deemed contaminated, so they are unusable. So I'm sure they'll be, they have already started the claim period, and it's beginning to be processed. So once again, just to see those guys out there, also the PD, it just was so nice to see them out delivering cases of water to residents. And seriously, a shout out to our councilwoman, Thea Saraki Hurley. You worked 3 days there, Thea, and we sure appreciate what you did. That no one asked you, you just showed up and you did it.
Councilwoman, don't embarrass me.
Well, tough. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your efforts.
Thank you.
So that's my report.
Thank you. Council President Grant.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, while every storm is different, there are similarities. And every time we've had a horrible event like this one, the people come out. So I do echo all the others, and I'm not going to thank everyone that's already been thanked, but just add my name to the list of those thanking everybody, including Thea and Maria Demler and Emily Totaro. But I was also impressed with how well all the organizations and individuals coordinated their efforts to help people and help residents and increase the safety in town. I was surprised to see that areas that don't flood or haven't flooded in the past flooded this time. People up on Trench and Webster Drive lost cars and flooded basements. And I don't remember that happening before, which is why some storms, while they're all the same, they're all a little bit different. And, you know, I was really impressed also that, you know, the mayor managed to get the dumpsters out promptly, which we've had trouble with in the past. And that was really, really helpful in a problem. You know, it just helps, as horrible as it is, you want to try to organize your life again after such a terrible storm, and having the dumpsters out promptly really was a help. And the DPW, I understand, because there were such long waits at the transfer station, actually started going after midnight because the waits were shorter. And I commend them for figuring out a way to make things happen faster and better for New Milford. So my thanks to everyone again.
Thank you. Councilman Grotzky.
Thank you, Mayor. I have some numbers and interesting facts from the DPW and the police department. I'll start with the DPW. As of this morning, we've collected over 309 tons of flood damaged materials. Okay, we borrowed equipment from Horworth, Dumont, and Bergenfield. Also, our solid waste hauler has been collecting materials as well. We've had 12 dumpsters out and being picked up on a daily basis. As soon as they got filled up, they were replaced. 8 of those dumpsters were ours, 2 were from our hauler, and 2 were from other towns.
I just want to add one small thing. It's an intangible, but I think the intangibles matter. There were several moments, and I'm sure we've all had these moments where we notice the human connection with people, and seeing our police officers and our firefighters and our OEM and our ambulance corps down in the flood zones, calming terrified children who'd just been pulled off boats who weren't sure what was happening. And the kids came out of one boat, the dog was left behind. So the firefighters had to go back and get the dog after they brought the kids out, was just so incredible. To see some of our, our first responders literally just get down on one knee, eye level with these kids and talk about sports or athletics or ballet or gymnastics or whatever they could talk about to connect with the kids and calm the kids was amazing. Absolutely amazing that our first responders became counselors and therapists on the spot in a moment of crisis.
Thank you.
I'd like to add one thing. Part of the reason that we were able to get the containers out so quickly is because, as Ira mentioned, we have 8 of them are now ours, and that's been something that we've consciously been, making sure that we had in prior floods, 2007, 2011. We had to rely on the fact that we had to bring in containers from outside vendors. So that's something that we've unfortunately learned from experience and took advantage of, and it made it easier to have the response that we did. And of the 309 tons that were pulled out so far, I can tell you that 130 of them came out the first weekend, through Labor Day. They really, we were intent on the fact that we needed to get the containers out if the water receded in time before the weekend. And the fact that, we were able to get people in, they were filled, by Saturday morning, they were filled. And the fact that we were able to, mobilize people from the DPW to get in and get them out and turn them over and have them there for the rest of the weekend. And then again, on the holiday, made a huge difference, I think.
Absolutely. You could see it's a community effort from the borough side with all of our emergency services working together. From the resident side, working together with organizations like the Elks Club, the Lions Club, and whoever else, with residents donating and working to help people. So it's twofold. Everyone is working together, and we're going to get through this. So it's just great to see, and I agree with everyone. We have great people in this town on both sides. Our professionals, our volunteers, our residents. We have a great community here. We're gonna keep it going.
And,
Couple
you know, it's imperfect because of the, you know, the amount of tragedy that took place in the state and the amount of debris that was coming in through the transfer stations. You know, I will thank our residents because they needed to be understanding, you know, just in general this week because, you know, our regular garbage pickup was affected. And, you know, we were really working hard to try and minimize, you know, the effects to the residents. So thank you to the people of New Milford for being understanding of the, you know, what we were up against, because we are desperately trying to, you know, improve the situation as quickly as we can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thea,
I'd like to just mention again, with our community cleanup day, I know everybody's been under a lot of pressure and a lot of work with all this. Our town needs some eyebrow tweezing, let's say. There is a lot of debris all over the place. So if we can get any residents, more residents out there to help with this cleanup, it would be great, because it really is. I've walked around, it's disgusting. Everybody will wear gloves, but we certainly could use whoever wants to step up. It would be great. We have to start plucking the eyebrows in our town, get it back to where. Thank you.
thank you. One of the things we've actually delivered to residents was like little cleaning care packages. New Milford is slated to get 75 5-gallon containers from the American Red Cross, which are full of cleaning materials. We were supposed to get it last week. There was a delay with the Red Cross getting it to Bergen County. I have contacted our county commissioners and I told them that we need them ASAP. So they are working on it. I also have to thank, Congressman Gottheimer, Senator Joe Lagana, Assembly people, Lisa Swain, Chris Tully. I've had open communication with them. They've been checking in on New Milford every day. What do we need? What can we help you with? Is there any information that we can give you can pass on to your residents? So it's good to know that they're there and helping out. And anytime we need information, we're going to them. So that's good news. I want to thank FEMA for putting the trailer in the Borough Hall parking lot last Friday. I think we had almost 50 residents actually attend that, and it was an opportunity for them to have help navigating through the paperwork. The FEMA representatives did tell us that many people in New Milford, or most of them, actually did apply online, which was also a good thing. So anyone who couldn't, they were able to go and get some help with the paperwork. And as the administrator mentioned, thank residents for just being patient with the garbage situation. It's just a matter of unloading the trucks and getting them back in town. There have been waits up to 8 hours at the transfer stations. So we've been maneuvering 12 o'clock, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., trying to get the best time to get the times down so we can get the trucks back in here and get the garbage out. So thank you for everyone's patience on that. And I also wanted to thank everyone who attended the 20th anniversary 9/11 ceremony that we had Saturday morning. Special thanks to Chief Clancy for getting the bagpiper to that event. It really made it. And I want to thank the fire department and the honor guards and just everyone who was there. I'd like to thank our New Milford resident, James Connors, retired U.S. Air Force, who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So I think everything went well. It was very respectful, and it was a good service. Okay, is there anything else before we open up to the public? If not, may I get a motion to open to the public?
Motion to open.
May I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the public, this is your opportunity to talk about anything related to New Milford. We will give you 5 minutes, and all we ask is that you give us your name and your address for the record.
Mayor, I see just one person from the public in attendance. If you'd like to speak, just raise your hand. I don't believe that they wish to speak, Mayor.
May I get a motion to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to approve resolutions 2021:2007 through 2008, and then 2010 through 2018?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. May I get a motion to approve resolution 2021:209?
Motion.
So moved.
May I get a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley,
Yes.
Councilman Seymour,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duffy,
Oh, yes.
Councilman Grotzky,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandhusen.
I believe I need to, is recuse or do I abstain? What's the
Abstain.
Okay, I need to abstain from this one. Thank you.
Council President Grant.
Yes.
Excellent. This is going to be a wonderful project. It's too bad you couldn't vote on it, Lisa.
I know, it's so much fun.
And we
And
can't give
that's
up.
about family,
Yeah.
that's what New Milford is about. It's families
Right.
all in community and service. And that's just what people are witnessing here is that
Right.
my family's very involved with the community.
And we can't give them a job anymore either now. So that's.
Right.
Mayor, speaking of waiving fees, do you want to mention repair fees, building fees for those people who've been affected by the flood?
Yes, as in the past, building department fees, permit fees for, for anything anyone affected by the flood for reconstruction, we will waive them. We will waive all of those fees.
It's
For how
actually,
long?
it's resolution 2014 on the agenda tonight.
Yes.
For how long will that be in effect? Do you know?
I think it might be in the resolution.
That's municipal fees only, like state still.
Right.
Yes.
Any New Milford fees.
180 days for the adoption, and should the need arise, can it be extended by a vote?
Thank you.
Is there any other business before this council? If not, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and for anyone who is celebrating, I wish them a good fast this week. And once again, thank you, everyone, volunteers, everyone, emergency services, and members of the council who've been out there delivering as well. Much appreciated. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night, all.
Night.
Good night, all.
Thank you.
All right.